Good evening, everyone, to what looks to be like a rainy Silverstone, isn't it always? Welcome to wherever you are in the country and the world. Welcome to Full Throttle Racing. This is week 3 of racing.
We,
This time we stopped at Silverstone in the UK, round 3 for Tier 2. And as you can see on your screen, it is pumping with rain. Not rain in South Africa, I hope, with my co-commentators, and obviously in the States. I'm joined. Let's start off first with Hubert. He's all the way from the States. Welcome, Hubert.
well, thank you. You're absolutely right, Heinrich. It looks like it's getting close to a monsoon. I'm kind of sitting over here wondering what the tire choice is going to be.
I
But yeah,
think
absolutely. Thank you for having me again.
it's an absolute pleasure. I think Tier 1 is quite nervous where they're sitting at the moment, thinking of Wednesday night. And then, as always, everyone's favorite, Crofty, is also with us tonight. Lee is excused himself. He's busy with some other stuff at the moment. So it's just me, Hubert, and Crofty. Crofty, welcome to a wet Silverstone.
Yo, thank you, Heinrich. Yeah, this is going to be very interesting tonight. Wet weather is going to be very interesting to see what the drivers are going to do, because I'm sure everybody practiced on a clear
Yeah,
conditions.
absolutely, yes.
Absolutely. So in the comms box tonight, for you guys on the stream, it's myself, HB. We've got Hubert all the way from the States, and we've got Crofty. So guys, with race 1 and 2 behind us, we thought it was going to be a domination of the Ferrari guys, as we are on board at the moment with Ada Nissen. And it hasn't been really Ferrari show and go. They've messed up a couple of races. They looked good in qualifying, but just couldn't put races together. So yeah, looking forward to tonight. Obviously, for those of you who's tuned in the first time, this is qualifying 1, so 3 drivers will be eliminated tonight. We've got 18 drivers on the grid. 3 drivers will be eliminated to go through the top 15. We'll go through to Q2. Then afterwards, we've got the shootout for pole. Yeah, let's get the session on the way.
And I see already a couple of drivers already gone on full wets. I don't know if you guys feel about it, but there's still a distinguished black racing line, so I'm not too sure if the full wet is going to be the obvious choice for this qualifying session.
Definitely for me wet enough, Hubert. It looks completely wet. Yeah, there is sort of like a dark line, but you can see, as the guys come around, as Adrian comes around the corner, you can see the car skids all over the place. I don't think this is into weather yet.
I think it's one of those where it's like, it's balanced. You're sitting in the garage and you're like, do I go out on the intermediates? Do I go out on the full wets? But the thing that people tend to forget is that if you do go out on full wets and there's not enough water, your tires are going to overheat so much, and you have to actually drive into the puddles and actually big puddles of water just to keep them tires cool and make them work the way they're supposed to. So I think it's one, on that line of, what do I go for intermediates? Do I go for wets? That's where the trick comes in, especially in conditions like these.
Absolutely. So in the comment section, let's kick it off. Senior Ghost, welcome. He's one of our season favorites, so welcome, Senior Ghost. He says, good luck, boys. He's also shouting for the Ferrari boys. And then a special welcome to Blind Ant Game and Console Repair Center. Now, Blind Ant, I would say, is one of my mates. He does console repairs, but we're going to get him into the comms box hopefully next week for Germany. We'll get him in. So from the Full Throttle Racing team, how's it, Blind Ant? Thanks for tuning in. It's awesome to have you watching our stream. Hopefully we can have you in a comms box soon. Adrian Stradom saying, go Tones and Downer, keep calm, concentrate. So I had the privilege, guys, this week to practice with, I'm going to call him an understudy, but I think he's more of a friend by now. And I want you to have a look out for him tonight. It is, I'm just trying to focus on something else here.
Razor 082.
There we go, Razor 082. So have a look at him.
Thanks,
He has
Crofty.
been practicing with me. Thanks, Crofty. So just from a technical point of view, I hope everyone can hear me fine. Mr. Senior Ghost, you guys give us a shout if you can hear us fine, loud and clear. Crofty, everything good from your side, from a technical point of view?
No, everything is fine. It's just, I think the rain is a spanner in the works. I've got some few fun facts about Silverstone. The oldest pole sitter was Graham Hill. He was
102.
39. He was
39.
39 years old, and
Oh, sorry, I'm going to interrupt you there. I was with Warlock on the Mango car, and he just completely lost it. I think it was since turn 11 and 12. Sorry, Crofty, for that. Sure, big moment for him there.
No worries. And another thing that a lot of people don't know is that Silverstone was actually built on the Second World War RAF Air Force base.
Interesting. Huh. There's some good info for you guys from Crofty,
and
yeah.
The current Queen Elizabeth, actually worked on the Air Force base as an airplane mechanic.
She's probably about 102 by now, Crofty, isn't she?
Yeah, probably getting close to it, yeah.
As I look at the comment section...
She and Jan Kruiwagen, they drink from the same water well.
Absolutely. So Lee's saying here, our co-commentator, he's a good one, Jen. So we're missing you in the comments box, Lee. Hope to have you back next week. Tasha Kotza also saying good luck. Welcome, Tasha, to the stream. It's nice to have you on board. It's nice to have a couple of ladies on here to actually look at what the men are doing. I think it's quite exciting. One of these days we might have a female driver. Absolutely. Eugene Steiner saying, go Henry, good luck everyone.
That would actually be awesome.
Yeah, so I quite fancy the female crowd that's joining us.
Oh, we have our first retirement. I'm not exactly sure what happened there. Henry event 29. I'm not exactly sure what happened.
Can't get on board with them, so that's our first retirement for the evening. Oldie
DNF.
Bones, yeah, with just over 10 minutes left. Oldie Bones currently in first place with a 144.1, about a second ahead of Aquacentric. Leslie Sharp in third, Aiden in fourth, Captain RSA fifth, Chili Willie sixth, Cactus the Big, Dr. Class, Razor 082 and Warlock. That's the guys who set the time at the moment. I am going to try to get on board here with Bluebird and see how he's doing. On the left hand side of your screen, if you are watching the stream, you can see what the gap between the guys and the leader is. I'm going to change that so you can see how far they are away.
Dustin is our second retirement for the evening.
Oh, good grief. So currently 2 guys out, so that takes us down to only 16. So 1 guy will still have to face the music after Q1. We are currently driving with Bluebird in the Toro Rosso. And let's see if he can put a lap together. Yes, he does. He puts in probably just a banker lap for him at the moment. 8 seconds adrift from the leader. Probably just trying to get a time there.
Yeah, I don't know where that lap from Oldie Bones came from. That was a stunner. Like Martin Brundle will say that, for weight conditions like these, 144, that was a stunner. That was an exceptional lap. I have to give it to him, man.
Absolutely. So if any of you guys are watching, or any of the drivers are sitting in the pits, give us a shout out. Maybe just let us know what the weather is doing for the next couple of minutes. Looking at Q2 and Q3 and maybe also the race. This makes it very interesting for the guys, because if you do have a wet qualifying session but you've got a dry race, it's all about sacrificing qualifying. Oh, and as I say that, and he goes out. Bluebird, big moment, complete big moment. And I'm having a bit of a chuckle there because I had a big moment there last night myself in the rain. Luckily there's only seems to be floor damage, a little bit of wing damage. All the wheels still attached, gets nicely out of the way there. He's back onto the pits, and you do not want to lose your car in this condition so early in the qualifying session. Anything can happen. You can still go through. You really just want to put a banker lap in, make sure that you're part of that top 15 and go sit in the pits and wait it out. It doesn't look like it's getting any better.
It's Henry Vent is out. Dr. Klaas has been disqualified, so that's 2 people, 2 drivers less.
Absolutely.
We got 18, so there looks like there's only going to be 1 that's been eliminated. So Yeah, in some cases, you just want to put a lap in because you don't know what's going to happen 8 minutes from now. Just put your lap in, like I found out. I found out the hard way in Canada. Just put a lap in, and you're going to go through.
Absolutely. I'm currently with Pandejo, focusing on him a bit in the Ferrari. He's had a good season so far. Pandejo is obviously teaming up with Porfmace on the Ferrari guys, and so Pandejo, not a bad season so far. He's had a 4th, and he's had a 6th. So not bad in driver standings at the moment. He's currently sitting in 3rd at the moment in the driver standings. So not bad from Pandejo. So your current drivers' championship, you've got a Ferrari leading, which is Porfmace, and then another Ferrari in 3rd. So if they can put it together today, it can be good points again for the Scuderia team. So yeah, nice.
Well, it also depends, Heinrich, on there's one thing that I found out is there's quite a few guys that's absolutely insane in the wet tracks, and then there's people that's insane on dry tracks. So if it's going to be a rainy race, if it's going to keep on raining on this race, we might just find an unexpected winner on this race, because
absolutely
not a lot of people, the majority of the people don't like rain, especially it kind of gives your strategy, it kind of messes your whole strategy up because you didn't quite expect the rain.
Absolutely. At the moment,
just to jump in here, a very interesting point you're raising there. Some guys are quick in the dry and some guys are quick in the wet. The interesting fact, another fact of Silverstone is that half of the pole sitters at Silverstone ever got things their way. None of them actually won the race, even while they were sitting on pole.
Interesting. So pole really doesn't mean from history base anything here in Silverstone. So
yeah,
I'll say that if you guys can just have, yeah, sorry. So I'm currently in a drop zone is Pandejo. I wanted to say Porfmace as well, but Porfmace gone up into 4th. A very good time there by Saggy Fatface, which is one of our new drivers for the season. He's joined us quite late, and he's like really 9,000ths of a second behind Older Bones, which is a really great time by him.
That is incredible.
I am currently still focusing on Pandejo. I want to follow him through this lap and see if you can just put a lap together. Currently in your drop zone, you've got Silent Knight, obviously disqualifications for Dr. Klaas. Henry having a big moment. Also out, and then you've got Silent Knight, who still needs to set the lap time. We're going to get on board with him right now. Pandejo comes on to the start-finish straight, and he goes 10th. 3 seconds of shift, probably not where he wants to be, but once again, take it easy. As I say that, he loses the back end of the Ferrari. Luckily, there's nothing big in his way. Yellow flag out in sector 1, gathers the car back together. You don't really want to lose a wheel right now, so I am going to get on with Silent Knight. He's still sitting in the pits. He hasn't come out yet.
Yeah, I just confirmed that Silent Knight has got internet issues on that one, so I'm not sure how that's going to work out.
Okay. Interesting, guys. Warlock has just gone out on the Inters. It seems like he wants to tackle it by the scruff of the neck. I'm going to follow him around a bit. I'm going to get on board with him to see what his traction looks like. It still just looks too wet for me for Inters, but let's see how he can do his outlap. I think this is just to give him an indication. If his outlap feels comfortable, he'll probably carry on with a flying lap. At the moment, it looks okay. Doesn't look like too much wheel spin. See him go around again. Into turn 16 and 17. Let's see what kind of traction he gets. Just looks too weak for me. Out of turn 17, turn 18, and let's follow him around a bit on his quick lap and see how Warlock does. Nicely done.
It's definitely one of those, Heinrich, where you're still sitting in the garage thinking, do I go out on full weights or do I go out on intermediate? It's definitely a nice edge on these things, because a lot of people feel that the wet tires is only for the extreme monsoon conditions. So it's getting close to one of those, but it's like, what
just
choice
personal
do you make?
preference there, I really don't think it is Inters yet. if I look at his sector times, he's green in the first sector, which means it's obviously his first lap out. Oh, sorry, no, it's the second lap out. So he has gone a little bit faster. I will follow him around section 2, see how he goes through Cops, Maggots and Beckets. And Cops is normally the turning point to see if the car sits or not. How far does he have to gear down? He goes all the way into 6. He gets it nicely out. Good throttle control there by him. We'll see what sector 2 means for him. Through Maggots and Beckets. Let's see if he can keep it together. No, he can't. Hopefully that wasn't invalid. No, this just doesn't look like Inter. I'm pretty sure we're going to see him back in the pit. Just under 2 minutes left, or over 2 minutes left. He's not in the drop zone yet. A Silent Knight, I am going to get on board with him now. He's just gone out of the, in the Williams, just out of the pits now. He's on a set of full weights. So we'll see if he can get out of that drop zone. So the guys at the moment that's in serious trouble here is basically Warlock. If Silent Knight can put a lap together here, then Warlock will be in trouble on the Inters. And he's stayed out. He hasn't come in. Let's see what this time will be.
Show us that the Inters was probably the wrong choice.
Yeah, he hasn't improved on that lap. So he's still stuck in 15, 5 seconds adrift. Silent Knight on his out lap at the moment. So this is a big moment for the Williams team. If they can get this right, they can definitely out-qualify Warlock in the McLaren, which will be a huge thing for Warlock because he's had a pretty okay season so far. And to drop out of Q1, it just takes away opportunities from you. Running a little bit wide because it's out lap still, so just over a minute left. You've got I'm just going to run you through the top 3. Oldybone, Saggy Face and Leslie. We've got Van Der in the Ferrari in 5th. You've got, I just want to see where 4th Mace is. 4th Mace is in 7th currently in the Ferrari. You've got Razor 082 currently in 13th. And for me, it's sad to see Silverstone rain because this is such a fast track. Awesome camera angles. It's brilliant to be on board with these guys as they go through Cops, Maggots, Beckets. It is so fast, and when it rains, it just takes away the viewer what he can see on this. And this is a very fast track.
Agreed,
so disappointing to see rain. I know we can't choose this, but yeah. So Silent Knight starting his hot lap. Good job there through turn 1. Keeps it together on turn 2. So qualifying is
one thing I do
yes.
know about Silent Knight too is the fact that I know the man personally, and he does very well under pressure. He's got a very, very cool head on top of his shoulders. He doesn't succumb to pressure that easily. So he's definitely a guy to watch out for the distant future. He's got a he makes me almost think of Charles Leclerc. He just keeps his head. He doesn't get overly stressed, or you're gonna have to go out of your way to put this man under pressure.
Well, let's see if he can live up to this big expectations from you. Currently in sector 2, he's kept it together. This is the big moment. This is does he? Is it gonna be invalid? Oh, I'm not sure. It doesn't look like it.
It's touch and go on that one.
Keeps it nicely together through Maggots and Beckets. Is he going to keep it together? Yeah, Bluebird getting nicely out of the way there. Good sportsmanship by Bluebird there.
Good job on Bluebird, yeah.
So all the flags are out at the moment. Warlock and Trouble is all up to Silent Knight. If he can put himself into Q3 or Q2, he's got only like 4 corners to go as it goes through.
Oh, is it very well held together.
Good exit. Good exit. Turn 16, 17, can he keep it together? Yes, he can. Turn 18 coming up, start, finish straight, just in front of him. Let's see if, and it does.
And he does.
Absolutely brilliant drive from him under pressure.
That was absolute brilliant. Yeah, agreed.
I want to note to you that Silent Knight is driving manual, not automatic.
Well
done, old lad.
Well done, young man. Well done.
That was for somebody whose first league race. That was not bad.
Warlock ducking into the pits. I think he's taken the gamble. Gamble hasn't paid off for him, so he's dropped out of Q1. So just to confirm, your victims really of Q1 will be Warlock, Henry Fenter, which had a big moment, and then Dr. Klaas who got disqualified, not sure why. Maybe you can get one of those two in for us, Crofty. It would be nice to hear what they've got to say. Yeah, and then we're looking forward to Q2 as the guys are just getting back in. Hopefully things will clear up a bit, and it's going to be seriously interesting to see if it's going to be a dry race.
And the only two guys that's really close is Oldie Bones and Saggy. I mean, 9,000ths of a second. That is seriously close. And then in third, we got Leslie Sharp. That's like 3/10ths of a second, and then in fourth, 8/10ths of a second. So it's not as close. I think it's probably because of the rain, but it's not as close than I initially thought it was going to be.
I normally don't pay too much attention to Q1. I think the guys are just trying to keep the car pointed forward in the right direction. Don't lose the wheel somewhere. Don't do anything funny.
Absolutely, yes.
And just get through to Q2. And I think a lot of the guys were probably holding back, not max engine mode. It's not necessary at this point in time. It doesn't look like it's going to ease up. So Q2 will definitely be raining as well. And that gives the guys free tire choice on the grid. So that's going to give Crofty some work to do, is run around in the pits to see what tires everyone is on in and what strategies they're on. We know this track is quite harsh on tires, so it's going to be interesting to see what the guys opt for the race. But definitely it looks like qualifying 2 is going to be weak. So as we wait for Codemasters,
it's going to be real interesting from there on out.
Absolutely, as we wait for Codemasters just to load in, and as I said, Q2, 50 minutes to go, and it's wet again. Just your current Drivers' Championship, just want to run you through this. Botmace at the moment leading in a Ferrari, he's on 35 points, followed by Chili Willy, just 10 points adrift in the Haas. Good showing by the Haas guys last week in Austria. Van der Garde in third in the Ferrari, you've got Warlock and the McLaren in fourth, and then Oldie Bones, who was in fifth, who had an exceptional race last week in the Alpha. And we've got Henry Fenter.
How are you, Henry? What happened out there? How's the conditions out on the track?
Oh, it's bad. And I was on the phone with Eugene, and he's telling me, he has this really good dry setup, and I'm like, okay, can you just give me a setup? I need it. Like, I just had this internet one. And in this qualifying, I put the setup in, and then I went out to change tires, and I wanted to put on softs, and I'm like, shit. It's raining. So I went around the track and turn 1. I don't know what happened.
And just from your side, I mean, I'm not sure if you looked at the forecast for the race. Is it going to be a dry race for us? Are we going to have wet race as well?
It looks. I checked the race day forecast, and Jeff said it's going to be a dry condition, and it's gonna be a good race. So dry conditions, hopefully.
Oh well, then that dry setup might just come back to you. And I mean, starting from the back of the grid, sometimes not a bad thing, especially with turn 1 coming up. It's so fast.
Yeah.
To stay out of trouble, and then just take it from there. But I think probably last on the grid is really not a bad thing, in right?
I'm also trying to seeing it in a positive way. But now I must obviously change my my race strat, but
absolutely,
yeah, that's easy. We'll do that now, and I'm looking forward to the race. It's gonna be fun.
Awesome stuff.
And I see that track conditions is pretty horrid at this moment, but one other thing that I would like to know, what about the curves? Is the curves more slippery, or do people avoid the curves right now? Or I see a lot of people riding the curves, so I'm not sure, a lot of people lose the back end when they go across the curves, and, instead of just keeping it on the road.
See, I must go back to my replay for to check if I touch the curb on turn 1, because it's like I lost the back end and it spun me into the wall. But that's actually an interesting question. I'm actually going to go check my replay now, and maybe that teaches me a lesson to stay off the curbs, or I must just go see what I did wrong and learn out of my mistakes.
Awesome stuff, Henry. Thank you very much for joining us, and have a good race. And we're going to keep an eye out for you from the back of the grid.
Cool. Cheers, guys. Thanks.
Thanks, man.
Thanks, Bob.
Thanks, Henry.
Thanks, Crofty. So I'm currently with Oldie Bones. He's on his outlap at the moment. Full wets for him. I'm just going to put some data up for everyone so they can just see what's going on here. But it seems like everyone's going for the wets. I think they've learned their lesson to have a look at what the excuse me, what the Inters are going to do. So it's definitely not Inter weather. By what he says, if this is going to be a dry race, this is going to be interesting. So personal thoughts on this is I would take the knock in qualifying on my dry setup and just come cruise past the guys in the race. That's just me. A lot of guys probably have picked a wet setup. 27 laps on this track with a wet setup. You're going to be a sitting duck with all these DRS zones and fast corners. So I'm not sure that's going to work. So, as we are with Oldie Bones, purple sector for him in that sector. Obviously, he's the first guy, looks to be to set the lap. He was first out, I think. We're going to just follow him around a bit. So, Oldie Bones at the moment, he is in fifth in the World Championship in the Alpha. And he is teaming up with Captain RSA. So both the Alphas in the session. Nice helmet scheme here by him. Doesn't really suit the car, but I like the blue though.
It's always a personal thing too. Away from.
I had a pink helmet when I was driving for the barbecue, so I tried to stick it with the colors of the car. As I said, that Aqua Century go first on a 144. He's followed by Isachonica, Cactus the Big, Fourth Face, Saggy Fat Face, and Leslie, who are still with Oldie Bones. He looks on a very good lap at the moment, just coming around turn 17, 18, am I right? No, he's going on to Cops now, if I'm not mistaken. He goes past the start-finish line, and he goes first with a 143.9, just under a second ahead of Aqua.
That is even, like 2 tenths faster than his quali 1 time, so that is not bad. That's
absolutely. Probably some engine modes kicking in now, because obviously this is a big knockout zone. 5 guys will fall into the top zone here, will be victims of qualifying 2, so only the top 10 will go through. As I said, that Leslie Sharp goes into 10th with a 159.9. He definitely wants to prove on that. I just want to get for us. So yeah, so Leslie probably just a banker lap, 16 seconds off the pace. Razor, we're going to get on board with him a bit and see where he's on track. And he's in the Red Bull. So let's follow him around Mackett's and Beckett's and see how he goes around.
I've been kind of just going through the bottom of between the people, the drivers laying 10th to 15th. They got very similar racing lines, keeping in mind that it is wet. But it seems like the conditions is not exactly getting any better, but it's not getting any worse either. It's going to stay the way it is right now. So we might just look at a quali 3 that's going to be in the rain too.
Absolutely, so. A purple sector there for Razor in sector 2. Let's see if he can finish this lap off and get into that top 10 comfortably. Hopefully he can. Let's see what he does.
It seems like the wet tire is the tire to go for right now.
Absolutely. I really, with all this rain coming down, I cannot see the Inters gripping at all. I don't see that happening. Oldie Bones goes slightly faster on a 143.6. He's now 1.2 seconds ahead of Aqua.
That is incredible.
Yeah, absolutely. Taking another 3 tenths off
incredible.
That. So currently, guys, in the drop zone is Pandejo in 11th, Bluebirds, Aiden. Razor still needs to set a time, and Silent Knight that still needs to set a time. We are currently on board with Razor in the Red Bull, following him around turn 17, 18. I'm getting so confused sometimes. And onto the start-finish straight. Let's see where this puts him. It goes into 13th. It's just not good enough. So what do you do here, Comsbox? Do you put in loads of fuel? Do lap after lap after lap? Do you just put low fuel in, go all out, try to get that magic lap? What do you do from here?
When it comes to something like that, your setup is going to be obviously different with the light fuel than a heavy fuel. one thing that a lot of guys do is when they go into a practice session or something like that, the right thing to do is to fill up the car with 50% lap, 50% race fuel, which is in some cases like 30 laps, 32 laps. Just fill it up and start tweaking your setup from there, because your car is definitely going to handle way different in race conditions than in qualifying. Qualifying, drivers just go 6 laps in and try to go for the fastest lap because that's what's required. But race conditions is where the difference comes, and I've made that mistake so many times where I set up my car and everything is running great, the car grips good, and then I come in race conditions and then I hit this bundles of oversteer, and by the end of towards the end of the race, 5 laps from the end, I start getting my grip back. So one thing that guys need to keep in mind is to set up your car according to a full fuel load, because that's what your race is going to be, is on a fuel load. That's normally that's what I do.
Absolutely. We're just over 5 minutes left. Guys who's in trouble at the moment. Van der Gaal unexpected in 11th, 3 seconds off the pace. In the Ferrari, he's on an out lap at the moment. You've got Bluebird, Razor 082, you've got Adrian in 14th, and you've got Silent Knight in 15th. And as I say that, Chili Willy, I just want to see what he's doing, if he's just playing mind games here, but it seems like he's opted for Inters. Not sure if he's going to go out with the Inters. Let's see if he does. I just do not believe this is Inter weather. I don't. He's got nothing to gain from this. In essence, he is currently in 4th. He's so far safely through. It doesn't look like the weather's going to become any easier in the next 5 minutes. There is only 5 minutes left, so why do you want to go out in Inters? I'm not sure, maybe just to get a feel for the tires. Yeah, so Van der Gaal at the moment, well, let's get a bit with him. He is in 11th, so he still needs to do some work. See if you can get through.
See, that's the thing. The tires are available to you to use. Your weight is not always going to be faster than your Inters and vice versa. So the tires are there for you to use. Use the opportunity to use those tires to see if you can gain a second or maybe a 10th here or 10th there. So I mean, it's there for you to use. So play with it. If he feels that he can go faster on intermediates, then his driving style is different. Then
absolutely, I've got a simple motto when it comes to these things: is always be on the right tire for the right conditions. Doesn't matter what your track position are. Doesn't matter if you're leading, if you are 10th. Just be at the right time on the right tire, and that will give you the edge with everyone else. Now, looking at Chili Willy, he's gone out on the Inters. I'm just with Van der Gaal at the moment, but if he makes a small mistake and he takes a wheel off, that's him done. That's him done for the session. He will not take part in Q1 or Q3, and I don't know. It's mind-boggling for me, and maybe we can have a chat with him later on to understand why did he try the Inters.
And I see Arnold and Nathan opted for the intermediates too, so.
Sure.
I mean, they might know something and we don't in the comms box. So I'm not. I can see on the screen that track conditions is not exactly improving. So
absolutely not.
They might know something that we don't. With only 3 minutes left in the session, I don't know.
So with only 3 minutes.
Oh, and Silent and I went off the track. But he did go 13th. I don't think that's going to be enough, though.
I don't think. We're just over 2 minutes left. I don't
he's
think.
Got a lot of damage.
It's all up to Van der Gaal now. So. He's probably going to finish this lap. He's probably going to have another lap to his disposal. And he's got probably, depending on how much fuel he's got, but he's got another 2 laps available for him. And he goes 8th, as I say that. Much better lap from the Ferrari guy. 1.8 seconds just behind the leader. So Van der Gaal in 8th. I still don't think he's safe. Pofmeis. He's also on the outlap now. I'm going to try to see where Antonio is. Tones in the Red Bull. Let's see where he can put that. Razor also not having fun out there with the wets. Oh, shame. I know he did some wet setups and stuff. And yeah, but if it's a dry race, it's it's back to square one. It might just
be
get
a bad
interesting.
thing to start from the back.
Absolutely
it's definitely
not.
Get interesting, especially the first turn. The first corner. So, in any race that I've seen in the past, it always gets interesting on the first corner. So, qualifying in the back is not always a bad thing. It's always a blessing in disguise.
Absolutely. Just a shout out there to Sheldon as well. Cactus the Big. He's our commentator for Tier 1. He's currently in 8th. He might just be safe with Pandejo just below him and Saggy Fatface. So he might just be safe there. It's anyway, there's no time to go out now. I think he's just watching from the pit lane to see if he will make it through. Antony goes into 9th. What a lap by Antony in the Red Bull. That just displaces Bluebird into the drop zone. So currently Bluebird, Silent Knight, Razor. I am going to see where the guys are. Silent Knight's fitting, so that's him done for the session. Razor, he's doing a bit of drifting on the side. That's not going to help his time at all. He's probably got one more lap to go if he's lucky. Let's see where this takes him.
He's on Ariana is on the intermediates too. So is Chili Willy, but it's kind of funny that what we talked about earlier is now all of a sudden the guys that's on intermediates is on the bottom 2, and the guys that's been running wet tires is above them. So
yeah, I shall stick with my guns too bad. I really don't think it was interweathers. It's mind-boggling to see why the guys would try that.
Right.
As I say that, thing looks to be in order. I really want to just get on board with Razor and the other Red Bull. So one Red Bull so far safe.
And as you say, Ariana the Nation goes off the track. Oh, that's that. Well, it was on an invalidated lap on that one too. So
looks like Razor also aborted his lap. So that's him done for the session. He's didn't make it through to Q3. He's part of the drop zone, guys. So as the checkered flag comes out to everyone, Van Der and 8, he's still on track. He's gonna just going through Mackett's and Beckett's here, and then he'll get to start finish straight. So he looks to be safe on 8. The only guys really is Bluebird on the wet. I don't think the Inters will get anywhere near those times. So Bluebird, can he displace anyone? Let's see what he does. If he can, he runs extremely wide. Let's see if we can put this. Hopefully that wasn't invalidated. Let's follow him around. Put some Beckett, see how he goes through there. Car looks stable on the Toro Rosso, so it looks good. So let's just stick with him and see if he can create some magic here. Fourth Mason, 4th now. The other Ferrari is also made up a couple of places. They're in 4th and 6th at the moment. The only guy who really can cause chaos here is Bluebird. So let's see if he can put in a lap of his life. Looks like that lap was invalidated.
I'm not sure how the rules works because Saggy, he pretty much retired from the race and he was still sitting in 10th. Yeah, so
he had a lot of faith in his engineer.
That was pretty interesting because I don't know how the rules works if you go.
No, you can retire anytime. You'll keep your spots. Obviously, if anyone outqualifies you, then you're out. But he kept his cool. Looks to be. So just to confirm, Leslie up on top. Wow, with a 143, we missed that one. He's faster than Oldie Bones, Captain RSA, Porfmace, Aquacentric, Pandejo, Isotronic, ZA, Cactus the Big, and then on Tony in 9th. I'm pretty sure you bad that you were right there. It seems like Saggy Face is not going to go through to Q3.
We only got 9 drivers to go into Quali 3. That's
not sure why he retired from the session. I'm not sure if it was a car default or anything like that.
I don't think I've ever seen only 9 drivers going into Quali 3.
Yeah, that's quite weird. And what did we say?
It is still raining.
It's still raining. Still raining. Silverstone, UK weather. Ugh.
And I spent 2 years in the UK. If it doesn't rain, you think there's something wrong. The winter over here is so much alike, like in the US, especially the state I'm in. But the UK weather, it is so unpredictable. I went to the UK or the Silverstone race way long time ago, in 2004, 2005, and for practice I was sitting at last corner. That's the old Silverstone track. I was sitting on the last corner with practice, and then on the actual race day I was sitting on Cop's corner. And of course, back in those days, there was still the old V10s raw driving. I mean, it was just so incredible. And on practice, we had like 34, 35 degree weather, and all of a sudden, race day, out of nowhere, it started raining. I think on that part of the world, the UK weather is probably the most unpredictable that I've ever seen in my life.
Well, as you say that, I mean, it's just 10 minutes to go in Q3. The pack is led out here by Oldie Bones, so they're queuing up nicely behind him. Everyone on the wet, so no surprise there from anything. And this, remember, if you're new to this, qualifying 3 is all about bragging rights. It's about where you will start at the grid. Obviously, the guys will have a free tyre choice going into the race. If it is dry, or if it's just light rain, they will have the intermediates available. So it's basically a free tyre choice for them in the race. Yeah, it's about bragging rights, it's about getting on pole, showing everyone your face. I want to get some telemetry up here for everyone. And there we go. So everyone is fitted on the wets. No funny surprises or magic on the inters. Seems like everyone has gone out nicely. We're going to kick off Q3 with Oldie Bones, Jock Nell in the Alfa Romeo. And let's see how he looked very quick in qualifying 1, was obviously fast in Q1. Q2 he was outsnapped by Leslie, if I'm not mistaken. So Leslie just snapped Q2 from him. But yeah, doesn't matter. Everything is reset. It's back to 0, and it's Q3.
And it's Q3. Crafty is awfully quiet over here.
I think he's running around in a raincoat. I think he's getting wet.
Kind of a little surprised by all this rain over here.
Yeah, no, I'm very surprised to see what happened. I actually want to try to get Fat Face in the commentary box. I'm going to ask him what went wrong, because he was so quick. I mean, he was just 100 of a second behind all the bones in Q1, and now he's out of Q2. I don't know. I just want to try to figure out what went wrong there. But as you speak, I see all the bones put the quickest first sector in. So yeah, my money is on all the bones for pole.
Yeah, I think I'm going to stick with Leslie here. I think he's held back a bit. I don't think it was full engine modes for him. I think Leslie is definitely going to put pole there. That's my 5 cents. I'm pretty sure Leslie will put one of those stunner laps in that we know. He's definitely got 1 lap pace in him. But however, we are still with Oldie Bones on track. But look, it's raining. Anything can happen. You can lose your car. You can hit the wall. The tires is off. And session over and done and dusted, and it's back to the garage.
Absolutely so, is. Yeah.
But there's yeah, limits. The guys are riding the limits here.
If I can put money on it, I think it's probably going to be between Oldie Bones and Leslie Sharp. I really haven't seen any real raw pace from some guys in Quali 1 and Quali 2.
As you say that, but so, Leslie Sharp goes second with Oldie Bones picking him by 6/10 faster than Leslie. Probably just a banker lap for him. Aqua goes into, and it's just going to change now. 4th place and 3rd. Excuse me, in the Ferrari. Aquacentric in 4th. Cactus the Big in 5th. Bondeco is out. Isitronica is just going out of the pits now. Captain RSA is on track. Antoni's on track. So let's see what they can do. But so far, Crofty is right. Looks like Oldie Bones has got the upper edge here on Leslie. By 6/10, which is quite a lot.
6/10, yes, absolutely. Even goes faster than Quali 1 and Quali 2. Quali 1 was 144.1, I think it was, and Quali 2 was.
Yeah, I think it's definitely got to do with engine modes. I think the guys have obviously not has been sandbagging quite a lot.
Some.
Yeah, just understanding the track, getting the tires to work. We also don't know if they've got new tires on or if they've got old tires on. Remember, you can take a scrap tire with you into this qualifying session. So some of the guys might put their first lap onto a set of scrubs just to feel the track, do their second stint on a brand new set of wets. It's going to be very tight in the session because lap times are slower than normal. So it will be tight with a two lap strategy thing here. So it's basically 2 out laps, 2 in laps, and 2 quali laps. So
Absolutely,
that's
yes.
4 laps.
It's always been one of those where qualifying is dry and then you come to a race, then it's wet. This is kind of vice versa. I don't think I've ever been involved in a race where it was like that.
Well, let's see what happens. I mean, we're not sure if it's going to be a dry race or a wet race yet. Let's see. It might just be a little bit damp. Maybe the guys start on inters and it will become dry. Maybe there's lane forecasted later on. We'll keep, obviously, Crofty close to that so he can tell us what the guys are doing in terms of tyres during the race. I am currently with Aqua Century. He is in the McLaren. And yeah, he's teaming up with Warlock. His teammate having not a bad season so far, currently in 4th in the World Championship. So he's doing a stellar job for the McLaren team there. Yeah.
It's kind of funny the Mercedes and Pendejo was doing some good laps there.
Well, as you say, that Pendejo goes up into
league
3rd.
racing.
Yeah, he goes into 3rd, just a second off the pace, or just under a second off the pace. Pendejo is in front of his teammate Pofma. It's a great rivalry between the two guys. I know there's no animosity between them at the moment. I know they're working together on setups and doing practice sessions together. But this is really only round 4. And I bet as we get closer to the end of the championship or end of the season, there must be some driver favorability somewhere along the line. I mean, I think it's healthy for the sport. I think it's the right thing to do from a team point of view. I always believe that if your teammate is 30, 40 points ahead of you and he's got a chance in the World Championship, you know, you play the team game. This is a team sport. It's not just about winning the World Championship. It's about winning the constructors as well.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, but so
sport,
obviously,
definitely.
as I said, that Aqua ducks into the pits.
Oh, and Cactus just went off track, and he was on such a good lap. He just overestimated that one corner, and he just went off. But luckily, he could have kept it together and kept the car on track. So
absolutely. So Leslie putting in a better lap for now. He's currently in 2nd. He's got a good 7/10 off the lead of Oldie Bones. There's just 2/10 now off Oldie Bones. He's in the pits at the moment. Oldie Bones in the pits. I'm not sure if those two will go out again. They might just be happy with 1st and 2nd. Pendejo currently in 3rd. Pofmason 4th. Captain RSA 5th. Aquacentric 6th. Captus the Big 7. Citronica 8th. And rounding up your top 9 is Antoni in 9th. So good showing by Antoni as well. In 9th. Just looking
he's
out
really
to
been
see.
coming around. He's definitely, when he started playing with us, you know, he's really been coming around. He's just been going better and better and better. So he's one of the ones, Tones, Pofmace and Pendejo is really the guys that's, you know, I'm impressed with them because they haven't been playing in the league racing along, and they just kind of been stepping up, and I'm real impressed. You know, that definitely does good for the sport.
Absolutely. So just over 2 minutes left. I think the guys are going out for one run. I see Oldie Bones still in the pits. I don't think he's going to go out. Leslie seems to be quite comfortable in 2nd. I don't think these guys will take it on and risk having a car failure. Pendejo is, however, out. He's going to try to find a 2nd somewhere to see if he can put himself onto pole. And sometimes what happens is with all this rain and all the cars being on track, it just displaces the water, and all of a sudden the conditions just become slightly better, like we saw last week in Tier 1 in Austria. It becomes better, and all of a sudden you just do a quicker sector time, not by going faster, but just because the track allows you to. Pendejo and Ferrari really look stable around the corners. I'm pretty sure Pofmace is still stuck in a garage, so that's basically his session done. Captain RSA, he's out on track. Aquacentric is out.
And actually, Pendejo went on a purple sector. He just put in a purple sector.
So let's get on board with him a bit.
Upset over here.
Let's see what the Scuderia can do. See if he can put this together. He's got only 3 corners left. He's got another lap to his disposal. So he's definitely going to make it across the line for another lap. It's all about getting that 9/10, finding it somewhere. Good exit. What is this lap going to do for him? Oh! Just 2/10 off. He's like 7/100ths of a second off Leslie's pace. And he's got one more lap. So if he did make a mistake somewhere, he can correct it now. So, wow.
The thing is, Heinrich, I was following him on his sectors just now, and he had a purple, purple sector on the second and third sector. So he just gotta find that extra couple of tens on that first sector. But he's got the first two, the second 2 and 3, that's purple, so he can definitely go faster.
It looks like it's gone green in the first
upset.
sector, so that might be a little bit faster than his previous sector. So he's fourth mate is in the garage. Captain RSA, he is on track at the moment. He's going to finish his lap. Aquacentric is also, we're going to follow him and see. He's going extremely slowly through turn 17 and 18. 16, 17, going around turn 18 now. Let's see where this puts Aqua. It puts him in fifth, and he's got another lap to do, so he's timed that perfectly. Cactus, is he going to make it? He's got 24 seconds left in the sector when this session. He's coming around turn 16, 17, and then on to 18. And he is in time to start another flying lap. So Sheldon also on a leaving it quite late here. Pandego, he's in his last. How does his sector times look?
So far, he's been down. He hasn't put in any purples.
Well, that's basically it for him. So as he runs wide, I think that's it for him. As he crosses the line, he doesn't improve, stays in third. So unless any of the other guys can really pull out, fourth most being in the garage, obviously Captain RSA going around.
Good lap. He just came out of nowhere with that.
Absolutely. Turn 16, 17, going on to 18, on to the start, finish straight. Obviously no DRS here because it's raining. And he goes fourth. What a good lap by Captain RSA. Wow. So that's put him up into fourth. Literally just less than half a second away from Oldie Bones. So, yeah.
It's not bad at all.
It's very impressive.
Crafty, what do you think about all this? I heard you wanted to say something earlier.
Yeah, I just wanted to note to you guys that the pole position for this race last year was set by Valtteri Bottas at the 125, flat almost.
Sure.
125.093. But that was in dry conditions, but he only came second in the race. And Lewis actually got the fastest lap record. Race record, it's 1 minute and 27 seconds, and that was set on lap 52. And this race is 52 laps on 100% race length. So yeah, it's going to be interesting what the guys are going to be doing. I hope it's a dry race.
So just following Sheldon around here to complete, he will be the last guy, over the line. Let's see if he can move up from 70. Goes into 6th. So much better lap by Sheldon. Cactus the big there. I just want to jump out for a few seconds in the comms box. You bad if you can just take our viewers through our top 10. And then
all right. Pandego came back with a lap there. That was a pretty good lap. So we got Leslie Sharp in first with the 143.0. Second is Oldie Bones 143.3. Pandego with that awesome lap of his 143.6. And they've got Aquacentry in fourth, Captain RSA fifth, Cactus the Big in sixth, seventh is Puffmace, eighth is Stronica, and then ninth we got Tones R. I do believe that was the first time ever that I've seen a wet qualifying. The race is obviously, according to some guys, probably going to be dry, so I've never seen a wet qualifying. I always had a dry qualifying and then get to the race.
Well, let's see. And as we get our first footage, it's blue skies in Silverstone. The sun is shining.
That is so
the track
pretty.
is hot. This is going to be interesting. This week, now we're going to see who picked wet setups versus dry. This is going to get interesting. If the guys did go for wet setups, I can guarantee now that the fast guys will struggle here. Like you both said earlier, it will open up the door for the less experienced drivers, maybe not the one lap wonder guys out there, to get some serious points here. And there is,
Oh,
this is
definitely.
only round 3, so there is still plenty of points to gather up in the season. So remember, we've got 16 races in the season. And while we wait for Codemasters just to load in and for everyone to get ready, remember Tier 1, that's our mainstream league. Those guys will be racing on Wednesday night. So we'll see if that's going to be weeked as well. So formation lap started. Everyone seems to be in position. I'm just going to go through tyre choices just to see. Crofty, have you picked up anything funny in terms of tyre choices?
Not this point in time. I'm still viewing all the
Well,
data.
for me, it looks at the moment that everyone's on the softs, which I find quite weird.
Kind of odd.
I would have thought, except for Warlock in 16th, he's starting on the medium, so that might just prove healthy for him. So there is 26 laps. The mediums probably can do 13, 14 laps easily. The softs probably 10, 11. So from a strategy point of view, guys, I would say softs, mediums. See if they can drag the mediums out till the end of the race.
Just to give my 5 cents there, I think Warlock is going to be able to make up quite a few positions because he's on the medium, running on the medium tire. And yeah, the soft tires don't last that long on this track.
Well,
so,
we don't know, Crofty. And you bet. It's obviously the first race in Silverstone. There's been a lot of practice happening off camera and out of the media. But the general feeling around the softs was, yes, that the track is quite harsh on tires, but it's almost like the tires come back to you. Just as soon as you think you're losing the tires, it sort of like comes back to you. And we know from tire management that, you know, we saw last week in Austria where the guys did exceptional laps or amount of laps on the softs. It can be done. So I would say the guys on the softs is probably banking on, my guess would have been lap 11, 12 to give yourself 14 laps on the mediums. It's going to be interesting to see if they do, and it's going to be interesting to see what Warlock does. And obviously, you've got Henry Fenter and Dr. Klaas starting from the back. But we are going to focus, I do want to focus on, and I want to get a nice screenshot here, I want to focus on Pandejo, sort of like in the middle of the pack, in the middle of row 2, to see if we can
Warlock
nice
is definitely one that we're
angles.
going to have to keep an eye on. That was
Come on,
actually
Codemasters.
a bad tire choice.
So lights out, we're waiting for Codemasters. It's going to be a big drag onto the first corner, and definitely, as we say that, it's lights out, and away we go. Good start there by the Haas. Older Bones having, and it doesn't look like, oh, big spin there. Oh no, he takes out plenty of cars. I want to go back and see who is that. It's definitely Older Bones. He's retired from the session. Not sure what happened there. Jones is retired. Silent Knight is retired.
Oh my goodness.
And that is definitely the safety cars out on lap 1. And another crash, as I say that. It is Cactus Sheldon losing, I don't know if he hit someone from the front. Obviously, we don't want to comment on the stream because our footage might be slightly different than the onboard footage. But chaos into the first corner.
Really like to know
I'm going to go back, and I say this every week. Fernando Alonso always say, you do not win races in the first corner. And it's disappointing to see that this happened at Silverstone.
Oh, wow.
So with all this chaos around us, and I need to say this, and I'm feeling extremely proud as a mentor at the moment, Racer 082 is leading
the race.
Silverstone race. He's leading his first lap in league racing. Well done to him, keeping it clean. It looks like there is, I'm not sure, there's definitely in-plate damage on Saggy. I don't know, Crofty, can you just go through all the cars and see who's got damage, check first who fits to repairs it? But the Renault of Saggy definitely has got front in-plate issues on the left-hand side. Aqua seems to be all good. I'm looking at Pandejo. Everything looks good on the Ferrari. He's currently in third. Leslie, second. Also looks good on the Haas. And then Razor, obviously everything looks good. So the guys that we've lost is Antoni, Oldie Bones, and Silent Knight into turn 1.
Oh, that's
such a pity.
Absolutely, and as I said, it
really
looks
like to know what
Captain
happened there.
has
Captain
ducked
also
in.
is in the pits. And yeah, guys, I'm having trouble here. I'm looking for Roman Grosjean on our list here, but doesn't seem to find him here. But yeah, that was a very, very harsh one.
Let's see what Captain does here. If it's going to be a nose change, yes, it is. That in plate on the right-hand side is definitely gone. We're joined here by Jock. Now, Jock,
guys? How's it?
it's not awesome. It's definitely not nice, especially you being my ex-teammate. It's not. I don't want to chat to you in the comms box unless you're part of the top 3. What happened in corner 1? We obviously saw the last bit of it. Can you take us through what happened to you?
Yes, I was on the inside line, and as we approached the first turn, I got hit by a Ferrari, not sure who, and he made me spun, and then one of the back drivers hit me on the front wheel, and I retired.
Oh, man.
So in that whole commotion with yourself, I see that Silent Night, yourself and Antoni's retired. It's probably one of the 2 guys that most probably hit you. It's always difficult in an accident like that, especially if you're in the back and you're following. You just got somewhere, you just got nowhere to go sometimes.
No, that's absolutely, as soon as the car spins.
But I need to ask you this, Oldie Bones, from a car setup point of view, did you know it's going to be a dry race? Were you running a dry setup in qualifying? Did you go for the wet setup?
No, I was looking at the weather in the beginning, so I saw a dry race, so I stick to the dry setup.
Well, then it was absolutely brilliant lap times by you on the dry setup. I mean, we were quite impressed with your lap times.
I'm getting pretty confident on wet.
It's something that I will never get confident on is in wet. But it's excuse me, it's a pity that we're not going to see you tonight. Hard luck, and hopefully in Germany you can make up for that.
Yeah, hopefully. It happens. It's part of racing.
It is, but it's for me, it hurts me to have you here like 2 minutes into the race. It's not nice. So, yeah, I feel you, teammate or ex-teammate, and hopefully,
no hard feelings.
Hopefully, we'll see some more of you. I think it's going to be an interesting one for the race stewards anyway. But hopefully, we'll see you back in action in Germany.
Yes, thanks, guys.
Thanks, Jock.
I'll follow you on the stream.
Awesome, thank you.
Pleasure.
Thanks, Jock.
Good night.
Cheers.
We just had Towns R join us over here.
How's it, guys?
Antoni.
What happened, young man?
Well, when I went around the first corner, I saw Alpha standing sideways, and we made contact. So I was just busy looking at my footage, and it seems like Chili Willy and someone made contact. I can't quite remember. I have to look again, but yes, it's bad luck. All week's worth of practice down the drain.
Yeah, that is extremely unfortunate, Tony. I always said it to the guys as well. You put so much hard work and such long hours into practice, and come race day, you have incidents like that. It's heartbreaking. It's not nice to have it. I'd rather have a chat with you when you finish in the top 3 than having a chat with you when you're retired. Sometimes I don't know what's worse on Tony. Retiring within 1 minute of the race, or doing almost 20 laps and then retiring. I don't know what's the worst.
I think both of those pills are pretty better.
Yeah, this one might be a little bit worse. Listen, hard luck for you. Like I said to Jock, Oldie Bones, the stewards are going to be busy. Get your footage in. Let the stewards make decisions for you. And hopefully we'll see you back on track in Germany next week.
Yeah, no, definitely. Thanks a lot, guys.
Thanks, Antoni.
Alright, enjoy.
Cheers, buddy.
Thanks. Bye-bye.
So guys, still the safety car still out. Razor obviously still in front. You've got Leslie. The only Warlock is up into 10th on his mediums. So safety car should be going in on this lap. Dry race. So that's impressive from Oldie Bones, having a dry setup and doing the times that he was doing. That's impressive in a wet conditions. Sure, I didn't expect that. As I say that, someone is ducked into the pits. Am I? Or not? And we are racing again. So Razor opened up a nice gap between him and Leslie there. Leslie in second as we follow them
just
around.
Look at Chili Willy is fixing to take on Warlock. Just back out of it. Chili Willy was going for that open door, and Warlock just kind of decided that nope.
As we said, that Sheldon Cactus the Big runs wide. He cuts in on inside. There's no contact. And Chili Willy just sees this opportunity, goes on the inside. Oh, does he push him? Does he push? Oh no!
Oh!
Big contact there. I want to see if Sheldon is okay. It seems like he's okay. It's actually quite fortunate for him.
It doesn't look like there's much damage, but it just seems like he's struggling. It seems like he doesn't feel too comfortable with his car right now.
Absolutely not. So with that move, Warlock is now in second, Sheldon in 10th, Chili Willy in 11th, pulling back a bit, and he's under pressure now from Henry in the Mercedes. Just going through, let's see where everyone is. So definitely Aquacentric getting up close here with Pandejo, the Ferrari. So Ferrari is currently in 3rd and in 6th, but Aquacentric showing some good pace at the moment on those softs. You do not want to take everything out of your tyres in the first 3 laps. I mean, I know there was a safety car that buys you a little bit of time, but Aquacentric looks racy, and as I said, Leslie Sharp goes fastest with a 1:34.0. Looks to be, yeah. He's catching up with Razor, so as things settle down nicely, we've got 3 retirements, Antony, Aldebanes and Silent Knight, and that was in turn 1, lap 1.
We got a pretty good battle between Captain RSA, Henry, and looks like Dr. Klaus, I think. We had a lot of contact going on over there. They all obviously battling for...
so I see Captain RSA has fallen slightly back now from Henry. I can't see any damage.
A spin on
no, it looks like all good. Warlock also getting nice and close to Adrian. Adrian Nissen having a really good race in 8th at the moment for the Mercs. He's obviously one of the new guys to online racing, so he's having a really good time so far. It's only lap 5. Porfma is getting extremely racy at the moment with Saggy Face. We're going to keep on board with him a bit. Seems like he's found his rhythm. And DRS should be enabled on the next lap. I don't think it's enabled yet. No, it's not. He has a look on the inside.
Car, just pushed back.
And I don't know what is Alpha's race plan there, because he went in for a pit, Captain RSA, and he came out on softs again. So yeah, this is very, very interesting.
Well, as we are with
I think Warlock might be sitting in a very good position right now. He's sitting in 9th right now on mediums, and we all know that soft's gonna start wearing out here pretty soon, so he might just be sitting real pretty right now.
Absolutely. So a good battle here between Porfma's, Esotronica, Saggy Face that's heating up. But as I say, that Porfma's loses the front, breaks, he hits Saggy from behind, and there's definitely damage on that nose of that Ferrari. Once again, no patience. So there's the nose cone, or the nose in plate gone on the right hand side of the Ferrari. It happened last week, it happened the race before. Now he goes for the move. Is he going to push him wide? Saggy keeps it nice and clean, just cuts in on the inside. Some good driving here by Saggy. It's just, there's no patience in the Ferrari drivers at the moment. And I mean, to control this car on this fast corners with nose damage, I think you're probably going to see, as I say that, he runs wide already.
And it looks like Esotronica is going to ride on the gearbox of that Ferrari too, so...
I want to focus here. Leslie is shaping up for a move here on Razor. They are side by side. Leslie goes on the inside. Razor lets him go. Does he? Ooh, am I experiencing a bit of lag here? Probably. Looked like they were closer than what I see now.
Yeah, something didn't look right there, because I'm also watching this battle closely, and I saw a cross next to Razor's name. So I don't know what happened there.
Okay. Well, everything's settled now. Razor 1 second ahead of Leslie. And I tell you, keeping his cool in front, it's not easy driving in front. It's not easy to understand how fast you should be going.
It's a different kind of pressure.
You know, you try to look at what the guy behind you is doing. You keep on watching his times. Should I go faster? Shouldn't I? Should I burn the tires? But I think he's doing a stellar job at the moment. Things have settled down. Porfma's is still putting pressure on Saggy, and Esotronica is now joining this battle in the Toro Rosso. And
he's not too
you know,
far
Willem
behind.
for me just no patience. I mean, he won the first race. Austria, he had a bit of a difficult one. And once again, yeah. But he's keeping the Ferrari on track.
He is definitely right up on the gearbox of Saggy.
Yeah,
I mean,
but definitely struggling
he's
with
just going to have to be
corner exit.
patient.
Yeah, but that Ferrari is definitely not handling the way it should in the corners, especially around Kops. You can see that clearly. He looks okay during, through Mackett's and Beckett's, but Kops seems to be a problem for him. He's going to keep on running wide.
You might just on the hangar state, you just might
just go for
has got
DRS. He's got DRS. He goes in on the inside. Is he going to make it? And a touch there by the Renault. Oh, this is going to bring Esotronica into play now, and all of a sudden...
Oh, definitely.
That Toro Rosso looks racy. Fastest lap by Razor, 1:33.4. That's seriously good lap times from him. So Pofmo's now up into 5th. Pandejo currently in 3rd. Just being a little bit away from Leslie, but keeping it together, which I think he needs a clean race. Aquacentric in 4th. He's just a second adrift from Pandejo, then almost 2 seconds adrift to Pofmo's. Saggy is in DRS zone. I'm still having a look at Esotronica. He's really doing a good job in the Toro Rosso. DRS wide open. He's going to go. Is he going to go on the inside? Oh, he thinks better of it. Just keeping it clean. And now with all this happening, Warlock on the mediums, this is sitting pretty for him. He's just joined the party. He's not on soft. He's on the slower tire, more durable tire. And he's getting DRS from Esotronica. So watch out for Warlock. Just a little bit further down. Aiden Nissen has fallen back slightly in the Merc. Sheldon has recovered nicely to 10th. He's in DRS range of Aiden. And he's probably going to get a very close move here. We're going to stick on board again a little bit with Sheldon here in the racing point. Oh, nice camera views on this track. We'll watch him as they go past.
Yeah, I'm definitely keeping my eye on Warlock because, he's sitting on the medium tires and his tires are the same age as the guys in front of me, he's soft, so he might be sitting real pretty right now. I'm just going to keep an eye on him. If he keeps on going the way he goes right now, it's going to become real interesting.
About
10 laps from the end.
So Aiden Nason has gone into the pits on the softs. He's decided to go for something else. We're just going to see what he puts on. It looks like mediums. So he's going to try to stash that mediums. So he's the first guy to pit under normal conditions. Chili Willy on the hards, guys. Probably not going to make it work till the end, but he's in 15th at the moment. He's got nothing to lose, and currently on the hards. So let's see how he progresses through the field. So Pandejo now is catching up nicely with Aqua. Has Pandejo lost the place? Aqua's actually gone past Pandejo. Pandejo was in 3rd, lost the position to Aqua. And Aqua is I don't know if it was a mistake from Pandejo or...
I would like to think it was a mistake, but Aqua is kind of ever so slowly just kind of keeping that gap just the way it is, or in some terms he's just kind of pulling away a little bit. So I would like to think that was probably just a mistake on Pandejo's part.
Absolutely. Just want to have a look at your position changes. So for me at the moment, the biggest position changer is your leader, Razor 082, up 12 places.
And we got Esotronica and Warlock just went out. They made contact over there.
Esotronica definitely front wing damage there. Warlock is now out of the race. Maybe we can check if, maybe just see if you can get him out of his helmet. Crofty, see if he wants to have a chat with us. Maybe just give him a minute to cool down. Esotronica pits, and as I say, that Cactus pits, Wolfmace pits, Saggy Face pits. Busy time. So Saggy comes in. He's going to go on to the penalty. Cactus, pardon me, goes in. He's going for the mediums. Esotronica is going to have a nose change. He's going for the mediums. Captain, yep. So everyone is out of the pits.
Everybody's going for the mediums.
So good strategy there by Sheldon. He jumped Mace and Saggy, and he's now up into 6th. So Aquacentric,
Kinda
and we've got a
interesting,
safety car. Safety car out. I'm not sure if that was because of Warlock. But safety car out. Now you need to pit. You need to pit now.
Yeah, it's interesting that the leaders is not going in. This is the prime
maybe
time to
just
go
they
pitting
just missed that opportunity. Yeah.
I see Warlock is in the party. Dude, what happened, man?
Yeah.
Is it Tronica? Is it Tronic?
Yeah, it's very frustrating. I know. Obviously, I said in the beginning with Jock, all the bones. It's going to be a very difficult night for the race stewards. They're going to get a lot of footage in. Difficult, but you did show some pace. I mean, how did qualifying go for you? How was the car in the wet? Was it difficult? Oh, good grief. Yeah, hard luck for you, brother. Well, hopefully we'll catch up. There's a lot of disappointment in your voice, so we're going to let you go. And hopefully we'll catch you on track again in Germany next week. Thank you so much. Thanks, Crop Team.
Yeah,
and as I say that, the leaders are
big
jumping into the pit.
boys.
We're going to have a chat about him just now. So as the guys go in, they pit. The only guy who hasn't pitted looks to be, well, Cactus is now leading. Wow. How's that for a jump? So Cactus has just pit under the right circumstances. Safety car worked 100% for him. And Sheldon is leading a race with fourth place in second. Saggy in third. Aiden in fourth. Wow, what a drive from him. Isatronica in fifth. Chili Willie in sixth. And all your race leaders, Aqua, Pandejo, they all, I'm just trying to look where Leslie has fallen down to 8th as they come out of the pits. So, yeah, so the leaders not pitting, and you picked it up, I think, Adrian, or was it you, Bert, said that the leaders didn't pit, which was very weird for me. And all of a sudden, they've gone from 1st to 8th, 3rd to 10th.
Exactly.
And 2nd to 11th. So I would say...
that's the thing about soft tires. It's true, that was the prime time. That was like the pit window for most guys on softs. And when that safety car came out, that was like a free pit stop. I'm kind of very surprised that the top 4 that was running in, first, second, third, and fourth did not pit. I'm real surprised they didn't, because that's a free pit stop and in the pit window for the soft. So
we're not sure if they maybe just caught the safety car just out of the pit exit. Maybe the safety car came only out when they were on the pit straight. That's something that we didn't pick up, and we won't know. Maybe we'll get the chance to ask the guys a little bit later, because that can happen when the safety car comes out and you're ready on a start-finish straight. That's opportunity gone. You have to pit in that lap. So that could have been one of the issues for them. So the safety car just sometimes work in your favor, sometimes it doesn't. We saw it last week in Austria with Lee, where the safety car just helped him a bit, the second safety car. So under safety car conditions, Sheldon, Cactus the Big leading at Silverstone, 4th place in 2nd, Saggy in 3rd, Aiden, a surprising 4th, Isatronica 5th, Chili Willie in 6th. Then you've got your ex-race leader, Razor, in 7th. Your 2nd place man is Leslie, he's in 8th now, Aqua in 9th, Pandeja in 10th. So big losers, but this is going to get interesting because you've got these 3 fast drivers, and they're going to have to now carve through the field to get into first.
Henry that ran off the road. We got another retirement on Henry
event. Not a good race for him. I mean, we had a chat to him just after qualifying. Didn't have the best qualifying. Started from the back of the grid, and yeah, Silverstone might be something that he wants to forget. Just get into bed tonight, forget about it.
That's Silverstone for you.
And focus on Germany.
Silverstone can be very kind to you, and Silverstone can bite you when you least expect it. So that's Silverstone for you.
Absolutely. So I am going to go back to the leaders. I want to catch Sheldon here in the Racing Point. So Racing Point leading Ferrari, leading Renault, leading Mercedes, and then the Toro Rosso. You've got the Haas in 6th. You've got Razor in the Red Bull in 7th. Leslie and Haas in 8th. So good showing by the Haas guys. They're still all in the points. The Ferraris are both in the points. Racing Points are both in the points. So it's game on. It's all about constructors as well. Safety car probably next lap in. Guys are warming up tires. So this plays up nicely because you've had 3 laps under safety car in softs. I think if the safety car didn't come out in the second time, the guys probably wouldn't have pitted to lap 13. But now they are on the mediums. They've got another 14 laps to go. Easy doing on the mediums. So we don't expect any more pit stops for the rest of the race, gentlemen.
I was just thinking about that. Take Chili Willy. He's on the hard compound right now, but his hard compound is already 7 laps old. The mediums is probably gonna go the same distance as his hard is gonna go. So at this point, it's wide open. Anybody can take this race from the top 6, if I can put it that way. So 7 laps on the hards and 2 and 3 laps on the mediums for the other guys. We might just see something very interesting, maybe 10 laps from the end.
Oh, and there goes a bit of carbon fiber from a Renault. Not sure what happened there. The safety car is going into the pits. It's going to be racing as soon as we get through turn 16, 17. As soon as we hit 18, it's probably going to be race going. We're going to get on board with the leaders.
As you mentioned that, I forgot. Oh, and Parfum's kind of goes off. Why? I think he had a little bit too much on a throttle.
Let's see what he fell way down. I can't see if there's any damage. Maybe Crofty, have a look if you can see if there's any damage on that Ferrari. Sheldon opening up an awesome gap here, 1.8 seconds between him and Saggy. Saggy under pressure now from Aiden, Esotronica, Porfmace. It looks like everything on the Ferrari is gentle. Maybe just a bit of a scare moment there for him, but he's back and running. Chili Willy and Razor. If these guys want to win the race, you know, our top 3 fast drivers, if I want to call it that way, was showing some good pace in the middle, in the front part of the race. They're going to have to start doing this. While we are spreading out and we've got the opportunity, I want to have a chat, Hubert, seeing that you don't join me every week in the comms box.
Cactus goes wide, and he's gonna have to go real quick not to lose the lead. He lost a lot of time on that spin.
He seems to be recovering nicely. He's lost like 14 steers.
Just kind of lost the back end a little bit, kind of getting over eager maybe.
Once again, it's the nerves of leading a race. It's keeping the pace, understanding
it's a different kind of pressure. You're right.
Absolutely. So I just want to talk to you quickly about your Tier 1 campaign so far. How's it been going for you so far? Obviously, currently 9th in the World Championship in the Renault. Your teammate, is it both Renault guys in the comms box tonight?
How about that, Crofty? We got
unbelievable.
Both,
this is probably pre-organized.
In the comms box.
I don't know about that.
Team Renault.
Team
Renault. Mr. Cyril,
I still cannot say his name.
Yeah, me neither. I just call him Cyril. It's all good for me.
Cyril, there you go.
So how's your season been going? Obviously, the Renault's not having the perfect start to the season. 2 races gone, France and Austria. Currently, Mr. Crofty, you still need to score points. And with it, you're currently in 9th on 6 points, just two points adrift from my teammate Nam Bulldog. How's the season been going for you so far? Sorry, I just wanted to interrupt quickly. What a brilliant move by Adrian on the inside of Saggy. I tell you, that was one of the best moves I've seen tonight in a Merc. And he's now chasing after Cactus. Now Aiden has just found speed. This guy is one of the newest guys on the track. He had a cage 1 and 2. And he's catching Sheldon on the mediums. Wow.
See that I'm looking at the gap, and it's he's definitely starting to catch Cactus. No doubt about that. And by the looks of it, he's catching him at a very rapid rate.
And as I say that, there's big contact. Chili Willy spun around. He's dropped now all the way to 10th. He's on the hards, making space for people. Oh, not a good race for him. He's on the hards. And as I say that, Adrian picks up the fastest lap of the race so far. But anyway, let's just get back to you, Bab, before it gets a bit too difficult for us. How's the campaign so far running for Renault?
it's amazing that both the Renault drivers is in the comms box tonight, but France was a complete mess. I'm not a huge fan of France at all. I haven't practiced at all, so funny enough, I didn't get any points on that. And then Austria for me and Adrian is a very strong track. Unfortunately, Adrian retired on that one. And I had this amazing battle in Austria between Manu and Baris, and that's what I like about racing, is that close battle. Nobody's getting upset and nobody's bumping you. And Austria was just one of those where I absolutely enjoyed. So yeah, unfortunately I only got 6 points in the championship, but it's been willy back and forth, but so far we just gotta find that pace between me and Adrian over here. We just gotta find that pace. And
so obviously looking forward to Silverstone. You guys are racing on Wednesday in Silverstone, and then after that we're going on to Germany. So yeah, all the best for the Renault team. Adrian getting extremely close to Cactus. He really got close, and I think he backed off slightly, trying to wait for that DRS zone to come in. So Adrian has found some pace. I'm not sure where did he find the space from, but this man is
that
just
Razor's
flying.
got the fastest lap right now with 1:32.8.
He's still 1.2 seconds away from Porfmeister, so he's definitely not in the DRS zone yet. Porfmeister in DRS zone with Saggy falling victim now. It almost seems like the Renault's losing some pace. Maybe he took out too much of those tires in the front stint. Porfmeister now carrying, or the big loser for me here is also Pandejo. Pandejo's still stuck in 8th. He's just lost the position to Dr. Klaas. And he's just not, I want to see if there's damage on that Ferrari.
It looks like he's struggling.
There's damage on that Ferrari. That's why it's happening. Left end plate's gone. Once again, the Ferrari is not keeping it together.
It's going to be close. And yeah, Saggy Face just between Porfmeister just kind of took him on the inside on Cup's corner.
Brilliant move there by Willem. So the Ferrari now up into third, onto podium position. Adrian still 0.4 seconds, DRS wide open. I've just got a feeling that Adrian, obviously new to this, he hasn't been in a position like this before where he is battling for the lead. Quite nerve-wracking for him. So the last thing he wants to do is just take out another driver due to inexperience. So he needs to wait for his turn. Wait for the moment, wait for the DRS, wait for the mistake maybe.
And Sagi has definitely got some in-play damage, but he's not allowing Willem to kind of getting too far ahead. He's definitely got a in-plate missing, but
as I say that, Razor has just taken a position from Sagi as well. So Razor's on the charge now. He's just 0.6 seconds away from Porfmo, so he's going to join this party very soon. And as I say, this Adrian has fallen down. What's happening to him? He's gone from first, and he loses the car. Oh, he takes it. Saggy retired. There is no nose left on Adrian's car. He's going to have to put probably pressure from leading a race, or almost leading a race, your first time. Oh, I can tell you now that man is shaking where he's sitting.
And Ariana's got no wing left.
He's going to have to do another lap on without a nose. He's just going to drop down all the fuel. So this brings in Sheldon. Sheldon is now comfortably leading by 2.5 seconds. Although Porfmeister has just caught him 0.5 seconds in that sector. Razor catching Porfmeister all the time. Aqua a solid 4th. Adrian's going to drop down the field like a brick in water. Captain is probably going to go past. Leslie not showing any pace on his mediums. He's really batting at the moment. He's stuck in 7th. Esutronica 8th. Dr. Klaas 9th. Pandejo rounds up your top 10. Pandejo is still driving around with that in-plate missing. So the Ferrari... Yeah.
And I was about to say that the biggest winner on since the start was Orient Nation with making up 12 places.
Yeah, as I say that, he ducks into the pit. That's going to throw him probably all the way down to 11th. He's going to pit for a new nose cone. Heartbreaking. He would have been definitely my driver of the day, seeing of what he's done and the caliber of person that he is. Serves a time penalty plus a nose cone. This is just not good for him.
And the other two that's actually got that's big winners is Razor that's sitting in third. He's up 10 places, and Dr. Klaas sitting in eighth, up 10 places.
Absolutely. So currently on the tires, you've got everyone on mediums, more or less all of them the same distance. I see Adrian has just pitted for a set of softs. Van Dega the same, got that front wing sorted. Chili Willy on softs. It's looking extreme. Safety cars out. Safety cars. So this
this is going to become very interesting.
So what do you do now? Do you stay out? Do you pit as a leader?
I would just like to know. I'd like to know from Crafty. I think this is enough action for us, or do we need some more action?
No, we've got a jam-packed action session here.
Absolutely agreed.
Yeah, no, even though the Marvel movies can have so much action.
Yeah, so it's a difficult decision for the guys now, especially for the leaders. I strongly believe in track position. These mediums have still got some laps under their belt. No one has really pitted for the stops except for Adrian, Chili William, Van Dega. That's going to bring them nicely into play. So, and we know Van Dega has got the speed. We saw that Adrian has got the speed if he gets it together. It's going to be interesting to see what they can do from 10th, 11th and 12th. We've lost 6 drivers in a space of 18 laps. Saggy, Henry, Warlock, Tones, Oldie Bones and Silent Knight. 3 of them victims of corner 1, lap 1. But at this stage, Cactus the Big leading Silverstone, tier 2, fourth most and Razor in third.
The safety car is out, and we had 3 guys dug into the pits. Orion Nason, Chili Willy and Protego that opted for the soft tire, and position 1 to 9 has still got the medium tires on, but they're all still between 7, 8, 9 laps old. So don't be surprised if, I just saw that Chili William Protego is still 1 lap and 3 laps down. So I'm not sure why they would put the soft tires on, being that far behind. The mediums is still running pretty good so far, but why they would put the softs on, they're not going to gain any places. So.
Yeah, so they definitely not going to have the opportunity to unlap themselves under the safety car. So safety cars should be coming in the lap after this one, so we should get going on lap 20 of 26, which will leave us 6 laps left for this round 3. While we've got a bit of a break here, if you do follow us, please go have a look at our Facebook page, Full Throttle Racing, also our YouTube stream. If you are listening, subscribe. You can catch all the action on Wednesday night at 7:45, when it is our Tier 1's turn to tackle Silverstone. Conditions, as we saw tonight, was mixed and horrible at stages, so it's going to be interesting to see what Tier 1 holds for us on Wednesday night at 2:45. And obviously in the comms box it will be Sheldon again and his team taking us through the race. So just looking at Tier 1, while I've got I actually think of doing this more regularly, getting 2 teammates into the comms box for maybe a qualifying session and have a chat with them. But seeing that I've got the 2 Renault guys here, currently Leaf and Wayne leading the standings, Boris in second, Avalach in third, Manu in fourth, and Tiger Bolt in fifth. Only 2 races gone so far. Have you guys sort of like picked a favorite that you would think would be a contender for the championship, or do you think it's still too early?
It's early days.
And from your side, Hubert?
Sorry, I had to catch up. What was your question, Heinrich?
No, I'm just saying, obviously with Lee, Buddies, Avalach, Manu, and Tiger Bolt, top 5 in the championship. Do you guys think there's a specific guy that you would target to win the championship, or do you think this is still too early to tell?
For right now, my target right now is Nam Bulldog, because for the simple fact is he's in front of me in the championship, and whoever is above him, that will be my target for right now. The front runners are sitting on 50 points and maybe 60 or whatever the points is, and I'm not, as I'm saying that we just had a spin-off. I'm not sure. I
Yeah,
think it was.
it looks like Adrian is retired from the session, and also I'm on board with Bluebird. He just lost it completely.
He just gonna do a spin.
So not a good race for him. He's in 11th. Good battle heating up here between Aqua, Wolfmace and Razor. Razor catching Aqua at a speed of note. So we're going to see what the DRS holds for us after this lap. So all of them pretty tight. So Cactus leading by 0.8 from Wolfmace. He's in front by 0.7 to Aqua. And as I said, Razor has a look on the inside into Mackett and Beckett. Thinks better of it. He probably just needs to wait his time here. I mean, he can still win this race. Anyone in this top 5. And I mean, Leslie has all of a sudden come from nowhere. He goes on the inside of Razor. Is he going to make it stick? Is he going to give him time? Is he going to break late? There's 3 adrift. Oh, Leslie goes through.
That is
good racing by
good
both
racing.
of them. Absolutely no
Absolutely good
contact.
racing.
Fair racing.
That
so
is what
Leslie,
it's all about. And as Atronica goes on the outside, and he did.
Oh,
this is quite tight. This is quite tight.
Oh, this is good. Oh, this is good racing, guys. I like this.
So Leslie dropping them slightly now. Isatronica falling slightly back now. He's falling into the clutch of Captain. I just want to get on board here with Captain and see how he's doing. So he's obviously very close to Isatronica. Razor, if he wants to have any chance in winning this race, just with about 5 laps to go, he needs to get out of this scrap here. He needs to find rhythm. Stay with Leslie, because you can feel that Leslie will be the guy to stick with. Aqua getting extremely close to Wolfmace. Wolfmace now within DRS from Sheldon. So let's have a look and see what this Ferrari can do.
Wolfmace has still got some damage on. He's still got his front end plate missing on the left hand side. So
he does. He did
still
not
hasn't
fit.
gone into pit.
Unbelievable drive from him, keeping that Ferrari on. Wow.
Absolutely, yeah. I think it might just become interesting here next lap or so. We only got 5 laps left, so
and Aqua gaining all the time from Willem Wolfmace as he goes through those fast section, obviously battling to keep the car on track, going through a little bit slower than the rest of the field. So the McLaren definitely looking racy. Aqua can smell second place here. If you can keep it together, you can actually smell first. Leslie falling, breaking away a little bit from Razor there. He's
Cactus getting, Aqua getting so close to Wolfmace.
Isatronica going bundu bashing there on the side, trying to get away from Captain. Captain in 7th having a really good race. Bandeja on the softs, he's not making anything really with those softs. I mean, he is not catching the guys in front.
I was kind of expecting more, yes.
Yeah, as I say that, he has a go on the inside. Is he going to make it?
He's still going to stick to the outside.
He's going to try to undercut him. Let's see what happens here. So Wolfmace definitely got the inside line. He's going to get DRS assistance. Flap goes wide open. We are on board with him. Is he going to duck? This is maybe just a bit too short for him. Good racing here. If he can get past Isatronica, then definitely the next guy up the road will be Captain, and that's also with 4 laps to go. You as a driver, this is now. You need to make moves now. Try to get the car to work for you.
Yeah.
It's not about rhythm now, it's about cops, as I say that, and Maggots and Beckett.
Crofty, you have something?
Yeah, no, I'm just watching Aquazentry and Wolfmace having a good old-fashioned brawl on the track, but yeah, Aquazentry just made a mistake now, so he's falling back behind.
Willem is doing such a good job for me, Crofty, because obviously he's got damage on that nose. He doesn't have the corner speed that the McLaren's got, but he just keeps...
And the McLaren's got slightly the edge with tires on.
Corner cutting there, but let's see, we'll obviously...
Yeah, it's got
this is one of those...
because...
I wanted to get to that now, this is probably one of those, right? And as I say... Oh, sorry. Cactus the Big, what's happened to him?
Oh! I don't know. He just fell off the face of the earth.
And he's retired from the session. I'm not sure if Codemaster's playing with my mind here, with my eyes, but Sheldon is out. You've got Wolfmace leading the race in the Ferrari. You've got Aqua in 2nd, Leslie in 3rd. Crofty, can you please get some clarity with Sheldon? Try to see if you can get him into the box for us.
I'm on my own. Is it really with it?
The Razor now getting extreme pressure here from Captain in the Alpha, showing a lot of pace.
That was kind of a little unexpected.
Absolutely.
Cactus just kind of, normally when you retire, you know, you see the person's name start dropping down, but he just went straight back to 18th.
Absolutely, which is
strange.
Extremely weird. Wow. So from a driver's point of view, or a driver's championship point of view, this place absolutely awesome in Portmo's hands. Last week's good showing of Oldie Bones, obviously Oldie Bones
he's still got damage on that Ferrari too.
And he's leading the championship on 35 points at the moment from Chili Willy. Now if I look at where Chili Willy is, he's currently in 10th. So he's going to open up that gap from there. Pandejo is then closest to him in 3rd. Pandejo currently in 6th. So Willem, he must be smiling after this race. Whether it's 1st or 2nd, he must be smiling. Aqua ramping up the penalties here. And I don't want to call this out on the stream because a lot of the drivers are watching, but he's not doing himself any favors here by racking up the penalties. We know that anything can happen after the race when Codemaster works in all the penalties, but at this stage a solid drive from Willem, a good drive from Aqua. Leslie in 3rd, he's just not catching them. There's 2 laps to go. Captain has gone past. Pandejo and Razor has had a big moment. Sheldon, can I ask what happened, or am I not allowed to do that right now?
Dude, I can tell you, I don't know. I was telling Dustin, all of a sudden, in race pace, I get this warning, I need to serve a penalty, and it doesn't, I need to go check the replay. It doesn't say for what.
So basically, they gave you a drive-through penalty, which you didn't take.
Yeah, they gave me the penalty, but for my thing is I couldn't figure out what the penalty was for. I'm gonna go watch the replay now because I don't know what it was for. That's what I'm trying to get, like, understand. I mean, I was telling Dustin, I had no corner cutting penalties so far that far. Oh, dude, I tell you,
and the only thing that you're gonna get a drive-through is for speeding in the pit lane and speeding under safety car conditions. And
ask me, I know that.
We just saw you drop off the list.
Yeah, I just I was still ranting and raving here, Sheldon leading in front, and then I just saw 5th, 18th gone. You're off my radar.
Yeah. No, I was having a decent damn race, and I think there's a few guys that, probably do have some footage, because I did have one or 2 incidents, and I think I cost some guys some time. There was 1 or 2 guys I know I probably will have some footage against me, but it's fair enough. I think I did impede
that's
some
something
guys,
that the stewards can sort out for Sheldon, so don't get your head scratched up there now. From my side, dude, you had an awesome race. Your strategy just worked perfectly with all the safety cars.
Just jump in here for Sheldon quick.
Yeah.
Yes.
On that point, on lap 70, you were speeding under the safety car. That's why they gave you a drive-through penalty.
Lap 17.
Crofty, you aced. See, that's why we have Crofty in the comments box to give us all this information.
That was under the first safety car.
So, wow. So there's 7. I do not know, Sheldon. You know,
that was on the first
to serve your penalty within 3 laps, so that's kind of odd.
Yeah, that was only on lap 24, so that probably can't be it. It must have been something else later on. But Sheldon, anyway, from our side, we don't want to keep you too long. Thank you so much for entertaining us.
Thank you.
You had
I
an
enjoyed
awesome race. And hopefully it can come. Dude, it's coming together for you in the season. It looks like you found some pace. And hopefully Germany will pay the same thing for you.
Yeah, I hope so too. Cheers, guys.
Awesome.
Thanks again.
Thanks, Sheldon.
Thanks, bud.
Bye.
So as we finish off Silverstone, round 3, we've got Portmo's leading. He just set the fastest lap on that broken nose of his, or that front wing. So Portmo's leading comfortably now, Aquacentric. Leslie has gone 3rd. And during this whole conversation, Razor has lost a good part of his front wing. He's dropped now all the way from 2nd to 7th. He's just ahead of Dr. Klaas, Chili Willy in 9th, and there's only 10 drivers left. Bluebird up in 10th.
We got Esotronic right up the gearbox on Captain RSA, and Pandejo is not too far ahead, so
as it goes on the inside, easy, DRS open, late move, he should be comfortably past.
Oh, that was definitely a good move.
Absolutely. I said it earlier, this Toro Rosso looks racy, but I am going to get back to Portmo's here. Willem is on his last lap. He's currently our championship leader. This is just going to strengthen his lead in the championship. Obviously, we'll wait for all the penalties to be served at the end of this race. So we're going to follow the Ferrari around. Good race by Willem.
Silverstone is just one of those, you have to be patient, especially with Silverstone, because it will bite you if you're being impatient. Porfmace with that damage on his wing, that was, I vote my driver of the day will be Porfmace.
Yeah, so obviously I was a bit in trouble there because I definitely had my driver of the day as Adrian. He sort of like lost it later during the race. So position changes from the guys we've got left off the class, making up 10 positions to 8th. But definitely, you know, from my point of view, and we'll get to Crofty now, my driver of the day, probably Porfmace, doing what he's been doing on that broken wing of his, keeping it together, leading the race, just keeping it clean.
Fantastic.
At a stage he was not in it, he just kept it going, didn't give up, and part of mottos in life is never give up, and we're going to follow him around, see if he can do a couple of tours for us in a Ferrari. He's leading Aqua, and he crossed the finish line. There we go. Sorry, Codemaster, a bit delayed from our side. So, provisional results is Willem second, and we'll wait for Codemaster to work out all the nitty-gritties for us to see who's got penalties and who hasn't.
Yes, Willem's got the win.
So let's see what Codemasters has done for us. Gentlemen, if I can just ask you, Crofty, just to get people in for me. Adrian, if you can just, or you bad, if you could just take some photos for us of the results. As we say, they're on the top of the podium, definitely Willem in a Ferrari. Let's see what Codemaster tells us. So, Willem in second, or first, Porfmace, Aquacentric in second, Leslie Sharp in third, Pandejo in fourth, Captain RSA fifth, Isitronica sixth, Dr. Klaas 7, good drive by Chili Willie in 8th, Razor 082 lost it to the end there, he was on for a good race in 9th, points nonetheless, Bluebird in 10th, yeah, and that's your final standings for Silverstone, and we've got in a comp spot.
Absolute.
Who?
I
Roxy?
think Willem has joined us.
Have we got Leslie in yet? I want to leave Willem for last. Leslie and Aqua, maybe we can start with Leslie. Yeah, Leslie, welcome to the comps box, third in Silverstone. Dude, what a race. Exciting
you,
from your point of view, eh?
Yeah, no, I really got to hand a short straw there with the safety car. Just as I passed the pit, the safety car came out and everyone went to pit. Now
you actually, like, we were talking about it, and it seems like the top 3 of you guys were all dealt the short straw there, because I know that Razor didn't pit, yourself didn't pit. I'm not sure who was in front of you. He didn't pit, so it was definitely the second safety car didn't work in your favor.
I think it was four of us.
But your qualifying pace looked insanely quick, and once again, it's solid points for the Haas team. I mean, yeah, it looks good so far.
Thank you, man. Yeah, I don't even have a wet setup. I just use the increased downforce setup.
Oh, that's what a lot of us sometimes do.
That's normally works out that way.
But interesting race from your point of view. Obviously, qualifying being wet, race being dry, all the action on track, 2, 3 safety cars. Wow.
Yeah, no, it was a very interesting race. I've missed like 2 collisions. Very close, but luckily I passed it, and I just kept my head down and went for the podium.
Well, good drive from you. Obviously, 8th in the World Championship. That's going to push you up the order quite significantly. So from my side, well done, Leslie. I didn't expect anything less from you. It was a very exciting race to commentate on. And congrats from my side. I don't know if there's anything else from the other team members. Not good. Leslie, thank you so much, and we're looking forward to catch you in Germany next week.
Thank you. Enjoy evening.
Thanks, Leslie. Also in second place, we've got Aqua. Yeah.
Hi.
Aqua. It eventually came together.
Welcome back on the podium.
I thought after the first safety car was screwed, but somehow things managed to get together. And
never give up. Never give up.
Yeah.
But you got it nicely together, and you know, looking at your first 2 races, I mean, obviously you're 6th in the World Championship. That's going to boost you nicely up the order with Ollie Bones, you know, falling out on lap 1. Good drive from you. Was it difficult? Did you pick a wet setup in the beginning? Did you go on to dry setup?
no, Senor Ghost actually gave me his setup, but it was meant for dry, but it actually worked in the rain, so I'm happy for that.
Brilliant drive. From my side, well done. It's nice to have you on the podium. I knew it was going to come somewhere along the line. You've been good driving. You've been unfortunate in the first 2 races, but perseverance pays off, and you well-deserved second place in Silverstone. Well done, Aqua.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Looking forward to seeing you in Germany next week. And then my driver of the day, and I think you said it earlier, also his driver of the day. Crofty, I'm not sure, who was your driver of the day?
Well, my driver of the day was Aldi Rhodes.
Was it Aldi Rhodes?
No, my
funny.
My driver of the day was definitely Wolf Mays. I mean, he was...
Well, Willem, so it's unanimous from the whole comms box is that you are driver of the day, and you are winner at Silverstone. Congratulations, young man.
Yeah, that's actually a good feeling, because I know it's Heinrich's favorite track as well.
It is. I love this track. I'm not good at it, but love the track nevertheless.
Would have loved to give him a go on this track as well.
Anytime. but a very weird race for you. I mean, qualifying, I know you had pace. It didn't obviously show in qualifying with being wet. The starting race, 3 safety cars. At a stage, you were there and thereabout, but it didn't look like you're gonna, finish on the top step. And we think you were driving the last stint completely without an end plate on your front. So, if that was the case, you just managed the car extremely well, Willem.
Yeah, I think the setup I had, I did tweak it a little bit with certain techniques that I've studied with this car itself. So I think it worked out, and I think my teammate did also very well through this whole stint as well. And I think, but I must give the win to Cactus. He was actually far ahead of me, and I just saw him slack away to the back, and I knew something was wrong there. So, but it's like they say, if you win by inch or a mile, winning is winning.
You have to be in it to win it. So obviously, you being first on in the Drivers' World Championship, this is going to push you just a little bit further away with Chili Willy not having the best of races. Bandejo, your teammate also not having one of the best days for Ferrari. You're putting a bit of distance between the guys. Nice feeling to go into Germany next week, knowing that the World Championship is coming together for you. I know it's still early days, but it must be a nice feeling.
Yeah, I've got a very favorite track also coming up now, and yeah, that's all sorted for me. Not a lot of practice needed there, but I have to fine-tune certain corners, and we have to work out a strategy that will benefit my teammate and myself to the best of our abilities.
I love what you're saying about your teammate. Well done.
And I want to give a little shout out to my YouTube viewers there, whoever holds a horse, yeah.
Well done. Well done. And from my side, Willem, I think it was a very controlled race. I think you kept the team you're supposed to. I've raced with you in previous leagues. You're a good driver. So from my side, well done. I'm going to hand you over to the rest of the commentary team because I think Crofty and Hubert got also something to ask for you, and then I'll jump in at the end. Crofty, Hubert.
Thank you.
Yeah, Willem, it was a very impressive drive, and especially the setup you used. So yeah, I'm very impressed, and yeah, I think you've got some momentum going into Germany. So yeah, just
absolutely,
keep that momentum going.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So Willem, just from our side, driver of the day and also winner at Silverstone.
It's been unanimous.
Yeah, unanimous decision. Winner at Silverstone. Willem, once again from our side, congratulations. Go have something to drink if you do have something in your house with the lockdown. Go and enjoy this moment. Yeah, and congratulations once again from our side.
Thank you very much. Have a nice evening.
Thanks, Willem.
All right, mate.
And then, just before I say my normal goodbye, just in the comms box, I want to say a big thank you to Hubert for joining us from all the way from the States. Hubert's gamer tag is Wizard's First Rule. You can catch Hubert on Wednesday night. He will be racing with his teammate, which is Crofty, which is in the comms box with us. They were driving for the Renault. You can catch them on Wednesday night at 7:45 for Tier 1. Hubert, thank you very much. I know it's different time zones for you. Thanks for being available for Full Throttle Racing. We appreciate it. It was awesome having you in the comms box with me.
Thanks, buddy. I appreciate it. And I think I'm going to have me a little bit of lunch. I'm kind of a little ways behind you guys. But yeah, thanks for having me in the box. I appreciate that.
Always a pleasure. And then obviously my right-hand man, everyone's favorite, Crofty. Dude, thanks so much for all the hard work that you put into this. thanks for joining me again in the session, in the stream. I know it takes up a lot of time, family time for you as well. So from our side, thank you very much, Crofty. You can catch also Crofty. He's also, like I said earlier, he's teammate of Hubert. He's driving for Renault. You can catch him. His PSN ID is It's Burnout, and they'll be driving or racing on Wednesday night at 7:45. Thank you, Crofty, for helping.
Thanks, Heinrich. It's always a pleasure. Enjoyed the racing. It was a fun-filled race today, and yeah, I hope for Tier 1 it's going to be the same.
Absolutely exciting. We're looking forward to next week, Tier 2, and hopefully we can have Lee back in the comms box. From our side, everyone who tuned in, thank you very much for watching. Thanks for the comments on the comment section. And we will catch you on Wednesday night for Tier 1. Sheldon will be your host. And then I will see you with my team next week, Monday, at 7:45 for Germany. All the best. Cheers, ciao, and tot ziens.
Alright, cheers, ciao, and tot ziens.
Cheers, guys.
Cheers, bye.